Hello and welcome. My name is Zaffar Iqbal and you are watching the Mojo story. Operation Amritpal has ended with the arrest of the fugitive Amritpal Singh from a gurudwara in Moga. He surfaced at the gurudwara early in the morning. He gave a short sermon and afterwards he surrendered and he was arrested by the police. The police said they had a specific input about his presence there. At that point in time, the entire area was cordoned off, and when he sensed that there is nothing that he can do, he gave in and he surrendered, and he was eventually arrested. And now he's being sent to Assam. An NSA has been slapped against him. We joined by an eminent panel to discuss all these developments. We joined by Brigadier Hardeep Singh Sohi as an army veteran. Welcome to the show, sir. We're also joined by Kuldeep Khoda, former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir. Welcome to the show, sir. Ahhbaab Singh Grewal, spokesperson Aam Aadmi Party, and Varun Singh, who's a political analyst, also joins us. If I may go across first to Kuldeep Khoda, former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir. If we talk about the operation first, Khoda sir, this operation was carried out for more than a month, very meticulously, with a lot of patience and caution, given the fact that not a single bullet was fired. And in the end, Amritpal Singh was captured and arrested from this gurudwara. Tell us something about the operation. The police had come under a lot of criticism initially when all those photographs were circulated of him giving a slip to the police. We're told that he gave a slip to the police twice, but they kept on tracking him and finally captured him, and as I said, without firing a single bullet.
Zaffar, it is an excellent operation of the Punjab police, and the operation was carried out very meticulously. Lots of his associates were arrested initially in the initial few days and later on also. But Amritpal had no option. The surrender thing is a misnomer here. I think the more appropriate will be that he had no option but to give up. He tried to run away to Nepal also. He tried to hide in different states. If he had the intention of surrendering, he could have surrendered on day one itself. Instead, he chose his all options. When he found that he's trapped, he's nowhere to go. He can't leave from airport. He can't go to Nepal. He can't hide in any state because his movements were getting exposed. With the aid of human intelligence as well as technical intelligence, he finally gave up. The correct thing will be gave up, and the police surrendered him. And it was unlike the Punjab police which we saw on 23rd of February when Ajnala police station was stormed by him and his supporters, and unlike also when the Prime Minister's security was compromised last year in previous government. So this is the real Punjab police we know, and this is one of the excellent operations. And some arrests take time, and it was one of those operations where it took time, but the Punjab police never gave up. It had always the hope that he'll be arrested one day, and it was done.
Soundbite of IGP giving details about that operation. If we have that soundbite, we can play it.
देखो ਉਹਦੇ ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਕਲੀਅਰ ਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੋਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਘਿਰ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗ੍ਰਿਫਤਾਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ ਅੰਦਰ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਚ ਕਰਨਾ ਵਾਜਬ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਬਟ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਪੂਰੇ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਪਲਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਕੰਕਰੀਟ ਇਨਪੁਟ ਸੀਗੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਲੇਜ ਨੂੰ ਸਰਾਊਂਡ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸੈਂਕਟਿਟੀ ਮੇਨਟੇਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਸੀਗਾ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਉਹਦੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਯੂਨੀਫਾਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਂਟਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਸੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਤੋਂ ਘਿਰ ਗਿਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਤਾਂ ਦੈਨ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਆ ਉਹ ਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ
ਜਾਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਸੀ ਕੋਈ ਇਨਪੁਟ ਦਾ ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ
ਜਬਰੀ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਸੋ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਾਰੀ ਸੀਗਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਤੇ ਆਇਡੈਂਟੀਫਾਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਕਿ ਬੰਦਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਪੋਸੀਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗਾ ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੱਜ ਵਾਲਾ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੰਕਰੀਟ ਆਪਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਸੀਗੀ ਔਰ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਸੰਜਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੇਸ਼ੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅੰਜਾਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ।
Right. Brigadier Hardeep Singh, if you can hear me now, IGP is giving details about the operation, that what exactly happened, clearly saying that he had no option and he was arrested. But an important point that he raised, that every effort was made to maintain the sanctity of the place. Remember, even in that incident when his followers stormed the police post at Ajnala, they were carrying Guru Granth Sahib. So this is a very important thing that the police had to keep in mind, that he had entered a gurudwara. It was very important to wait for him to come out and then to arrest him.
Yeah, I agree with whatever the DGP from DGP has said, that police has shown lots of patience in the entire to catch hold of Amritpal. First one, and secondly, if you see Amritpal has if you all see all his actions before being arrested, oblique his surrender. So he has given a sermon, and there's a clip also, clips been that have been made wherein he is actually bowing in front of the Bhindranwale's picture there inside the Gurudwara. So he's preparing himself for the surrender oblique arrest. So that these things can't be ignored, because they have also come at that point of time. Secondly, the SSP who has actually taken his arrest here is the one who's SSP Rural, the under whom the Ajnala police station came. So that point is also there, that maybe a message was being sent to him or his followers, that if he strikes at the police will also come back heavily on him. So that these 2 points are there, and whatever has happened in the entire the way the things have been handled, kudos to Punjab police. They have done an excellent job, maintained peace and harmony. The government also chipped in well and acted very very maturely here. So peace and harmony remains in Punjab, and the culprits have been caught and dispatched to Dibrugarh.
Right. Varun Singh, what is the larger implications here? We can see him there on the screen, Amritpal Singh, clearly modeling himself on Bhindranwale and having no hesitation in saying that he's Bhindranwale too. What can be the larger implications in Punjab, given that he is now been arrested and the law will take its course?
First of all, let me tell you a small thing. I was reading it somewhere, and Road is the same village which was the native place of Bhindranwale. And the way he has surrendered himself, I still believe that it is a sort of surrender. All of this thing was made to look like a surrender, and to give more credence to Amritpal in and it do have does have a lot of political connotations attached to it. In the coming days, the kind of action that we are seeing in Punjab, may it be from different aspects, different regions, from Amritsar to smaller gurdwaras and across the country, the kind of action we are seeing, to be honest, it is clear that this thing is being done keeping in mind the political situation. If you see, Aam Aadmi Party's rise in Punjab has been by being silent towards all those things for which they should have spoken. May it be the murder on blasphemy murders that have taken place, they have remained silent. Sort of, they had given Amritpal a bigger hand to go and do whatever he was doing in Punjab. His followers were doing everything that they could by not obeying the law, and now only after the center intervened, we could see that Bhagwant Man acted, and the center had to act. So this, it is a clear indication the political situation in Punjab is right now is in a way that the Akali Dal, which used to be actually sort of doing this kind of politics, is now being replaced by Aam Aadmi Party, and Aam Aadmi Party is doing it very tactfully by remaining silent, because it wants its voters to be happy, or else they would have acted on Amritpal Singh on day one. Why they had to wait for so long? Because they knew that if they do it, it will hamper their votes, it will hamper their prospects in Punjab. And the Congress actually is not doing anything. It isn't even openly opposing anything that Amritpal did or said for such a long time. The BJP, to be honest, the BJP also hasn't done much. They all are playing in the hands of these people who are trying to work against the nation, because everyone wants their vote bank to be safe. finally, I'm very happy to say that, as a citizen of this country, we all come secondary. Whatever our designations are, that those are secondary. But primarily, I'm happy that someone who has been giving out such sermons, which was anti-India, is arrested. And we should congratulate the police that they acted. But it also looks like the way it has been done. It is done in a way that Amritpal Singh gets more footage in the future, and he grows into a bigger face.
We have a representative of the Aam Aadmi Party, Ahhbaab Singh Grewal. You want to respond?
Of course, I would. First of all, good evening to all. I agree with Mr. Khoda and the Brigadier Saab when they say that the Punjab police has done a brilliant job. I disagree when they say that Ajnala was a failure. In fact, Ajnala was a full-on success because they wanted to replicate the Nirankari March of '78, and they wanted Beadbis to happen, and they wanted innocents to die. In fact, Amritpal stated that. As far as what Mr. Varun Singh is saying, our response is this, sir. We have been against him. We have been speaking against him. As an official spokesperson of the party, I've been blasting him left, right, and center, number one. Number two, because the situation in the country is such where everybody can stand up and say Hindu Rashtra, he thought he could do the same in Punjab. And we could not shut him down immediately because he was not saying anything wrong. There are people who wanting a Hindu Rashtra, and they were allowed to do that. So if he claims that, until and unless he broke the law, he had to be fought against. And now that he's broken the law, the law has caught up to him. We do not do our politics like this. Our vote bank is not that of the Akali vote bank. I live in Punjab, sir, and the Punjabis have rejected this ideology time and again. I've grown up through that period, and I know how painful it is. And everybody in Punjab remembers this was a TikTok star who was sponsored by people, and the whole thing will come out now that he's under arrest. His guards were being paid 2.5 lakh rupees a month. He was paid 10 crores. His wife was paid 5 crores. So this was a sponsored operation.
But where from these details have come that he's done touting followers were paid 2.5 lakh rupees? I remember I interviewed him just on 13th of March. The operation was started on 18th of March. I asked him specifically who is backing you, and obviously he said that it's the Sangat. He never said that there is a proper mechanism, there are people who are funding it. He never said that. But now you're giving us detail that his guards were paid 2.5 lakh each, and there were crores of rupees involved.
Yes, sir. Sir, his own lawyer, Mr. Hara, has accepted that these were hired security guards. He said they were being paid 25 to 30,000. He said that on television, number one. Number two, this guy mysteriously got cars worth 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs. Sangat, the areas that he was roaming around there, Sangat is not that rich, number one. Number two, the kind of money this guy had, all of a sudden he wakes up in Dubai, says he wants to make Khalistan, all the channels go running to him. He comes and in Rodde Village, a program is set for him. Somebody was paying for all the functions, sir. And that's exactly what the police is doing. They've run an excellent investigation. And I just want to let the people of the nation know that Punjab has gone on a different trajectory. We've left the politics of religion and hate behind us, and we will not let it raise its head again in Punjab, ever. That's for sure.
Okay, in case he was so dangerous, why was he given such a long rope? I'll ask this to Kuldeep Khoda, but before that, let's play the soundbite of the Chief Minister of Punjab, what he had to say after the arrest of Amritpal Singh.
उस स्थिति को कंट्रोल किया। आज अमृतपाल सिंह 35 दिन हो गए, आज अमृतपाल सिंह भी गिरफ्तार हो गया। और जो लोग जो देश की अमन शांति या फिर कानून को तोड़ने की कोशिश करेंगे, उन पर कानून के मुताबिक कार्रवाई होगी। हम किसी बेकसूर को तंग नहीं करेंगे, हम कोई बेटेंटा पॉलिटिक्स नहीं करते। तो मैं 3.5 करोड़ पंजाबियों का इस बात के लिए धन्यवाद करता हूं कि इन 35 दिनों में उन्होंने अमन शांति आपसी भाईचारे को बना के रखा। सोशल बॉन्डिंग जो है पंजाब की, उसमें कोई तरेड़ नहीं आने दी और ना ही आने दी जाएगी। इससे पहले ही बहुत कोशिशें हुई कि पंजाब की अमन शांति को भंग किया जाए, भाईचारक सांझ को तोड़ा जाए, लेकिन कामयाबी नहीं मिली, क्योंकि देश को याद कराने में भी 90% कुर्बानियां पंजाबियों की हैं और देश की आज़ादी को कायम रखने में भी हमारे जवान जो है सरहदों पर सी।
Kuldeep Khoda, there are two things. One, that he was perhaps given a long rope. In 1 year, he was allowed to become what he had become. And after the Ajnala incident, suddenly all those visuals splashed on the TV screens, and the country was taken aback. And then this operation was started, and then there was a hurry to capture him. Aren't these two things just contradictory? Why was he given the long rope in the first place? Why was it allowed to happen, and he was allowed to reach to this point?
I agree partially to an extent with Mr. Varun Singh that this time also Amritpal Singh was allowed to grow. The political party he mentioned had a soft corner for him. That was becoming very obvious. And really, it did not require for him to break the law by storming Ajnala police station to be arrested. There were lots of intelligence inputs which had already come that he's being propped up, he's being financed through ISI, he has been prepared in Dubai by ISI, he had been meeting the ISI people in Dubai, and he was launched from there, landed in Punjab, and he was financed, directed from across the border. This was very well known, and it doesn't require some physical action to be carried out for taking a person into custody and interrogating him. Intelligence inputs are also enough for that. So to that extent, the political government there was soft on him. It only required the central government to summon the Chief Minister of Punjab and tell him about the consequences this sort of soft approach is going to have, that they started acting. This has become very obvious. And I hope the Aam Aadmi Party now learns to accept that these sorts of people who are propped up by enemies, financed by enemies, are not allowed any soft corner or any ground to grow and carry out their activities. But this time, the situation is different from 1980s, when Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale was propped up by one political party against the other political party, and he grew in stature to the extent that he turned against the party which propped him. So this time the action has been taken rather quickly, and I think now the task is for the police, the central intelligence agencies, the state intelligence agencies to identify his links, his local associates, his associates in foreign countries, his these financial channels, take action against all those. Then it has to be followed by his followers in other parts of the world, in the countries where our embassies or diplomatic missions were targeted, because under the Vienna Convention, any diplomatic mission anywhere in the world belongs to the country which it represents. Any attack on that is attack on the country which it represents. The government of India has rightly registered cases against these people. They are identified by video clips, and after the investigation is complete, I'm sure the red corner notices will be issued against them for their arrest, for their extradition, and their PIO status, that the overseas citizens of India cards will be cancelled, so that every time they have to come to India, they have to seek proper permission. They can't just carry the OCI card and land in India and carry out their disruptive activities here. Their visas will not be accepted. Their visas will not be rejected. That will be a big psychological blow on them. And government of India is acting very determinedly this time. It is not the government of 1984, which was dilly-dallying and allowing these monsters to grow and act against the nation. I don't think that anything is going out of hand. It's being very well controlled, very well managed, and very well executed. I'm sure that
we'll talk about these Khalistani activists, Khalistani supporters outside of India who seem to be more vocal and active in other countries than what's the ground situation in Punjab. But you raised an important point that comes out in this discussion, is that it also ended in some sort of an event. He reached the gurudwara, he gave a short sermon. Brigadier Hardeep Singh, do you think that there was some sort of it was an arranged affair, and the way that it panned out?
Yeah, I feel that like it was an instrument of surrender kind of a thing, which was actually planned on that he's going to surrender from a particular place at a particular time of his choosing. So that is actually quite visible from the way the actions that have taken place before and after his arrest. So from that much I agree to that. It was kind of understanding which was there between the intelligence agencies, police, and Amritpal.
Yes. And Varun Singh, would you also agree that the way that it ended, he was on the run, but the way he suddenly, it's just not a coincidence, because a few days back on Baisakhi, it was expected that he will surrender, and all the media crews were stationed at
Amrit.
Darbar Sahab in Amritsar and other places. That did not happen. But now he's again, he surfaced at a gurudwara, and now this surrender and this capture thing theory has come about.
See, my first statement to you, Mrs. Zaffar, was it looks like for many that it is an arrest, because our own panelists were saying, and they are more into this field, and they claimed that it was, or they said that it looked like an arrest, and the police did a very good job. But now it is pretty clear, and I have been saying it since the morning, since the time the arrest has happened. It doesn't look like an arrest. It looks like a surrender. It looks like a particularly pre-planned event where he said what he wanted to, where he did what he wanted to. Look at his mother's statement. His mother has categorically said कि पुलिस को घुटनों के बल लगा के हमने हमारे हिसाब से अमृतपाल ने सरेंडर किया है. Look at the articles that have come out. It is pretty clear. And what surprises me, the political defenses, Mr. Spokesperson of Aam Aadmi Party, is if he is dependent on his lawyer, Amritpal's lawyer, to know all these details, then why the hell do we have such a beautiful police intelligence system? They should have known it. They should have acted on it on day one. But they gave Amritpal and his likes a long rope only and only to benefit them in the future elections. They said everything, only they allowed all these things so that they gain, and their silence. You may be in the government, you may be a spokesperson coming on the channel and shouting that Amritpal should be arrested, Amritpal is doing wrong. But what was the government doing? The government stayed silent for so long, which itself speaks about its intent. And that is the problem that we are facing. You may say that your party doesn't follow a politics of a different kind, or politics of different kind it follows. But what is visible to us is that your party also, sadly to say, to its introspect and see it. Your party has also fallen in the same lines against whom your party came out with, or came against with. And it is very sad to see such a thing. And let me just tell you one thing, sir. One of our panelists pointed out a very good point, that you see all of these people, and even you, Zaffar Sahab, said that most of these Khalistani voices are seen outside India. I was at a temple, and I can tell you, I was at a Mahadev temple, Trambakeshwar temple in Nasik day before yesterday, and I could, beside me and in the same line, in the same queue, there were Sardars. There were people following every aspect of Sikhism, standing in the queue, entering the temple, worshipping over there, and leaving out. Even I visit a Gurudwara with the same kind of respect. There are certain elements who are trying to do it, and sadly to say that political people and politics is giving them a long rope just to gain from it.
Ahhbaab Singh, Grewal, you want to respond? When we were on the ground, one thing that emerged a few days ago when we did a story on Amritpal and we interviewed him, people on the ground say that there is a disconnect between the politicians and the people, and it's that vacuum that's being filled by people like Amritpal Singh.
How to? Well, sir, the thing here is, first of all, thank you for taking my name. I'm Ahhbaab Singh Grewal. I'm a Sikh from Punjab, and I am a Bhagat of Mata Vaishno Devi as well. So, number one, Punjab is like this, sir. Our families are mixed. Everything is mixed. Number one. Number two, this was not a long rope. Sadly, the narrative being built last time was that, oh, they have the support of the Khalistanis, and this time, the powers that be tried to make this kind of a situation into a reality. Mr. Anil Vij, the Home Minister of Haryana, says that we had told the Punjab police that he was sitting in that particular house in Kurukshetra, it says a lot, sir. It speaks a lot, number one. Number two, Mr. Iqbal, you are right. The SGPC has failed to support the Sikhs. The Akalis have failed to voice the rightful grievances of Punjab, historical grievances of Punjab, and we do not require the center to tell us how to run Punjab. All of us in this government have grown up during the time of militancy in Punjab, and we have seen and we have suffered through the same. None of us is left without a relative or two who has gone missing during those times, and we fought against these people, sir. Punjab has rejected this idea, and as far as giving this guy a long rope, sir, when all over the country, from West Bengal to Maharashtra, people on Ram Navami go outside temples or outside mosques and shout Hindu Rashtra, that is not giving them a long rope. If a maverick wakes up, is sponsored, and says, I want Khalistan, well, the Supreme Court has said that he can peacefully ask for that. We start blowing smoke out of everywhere when somebody takes the name of a Khalistan or something else. But when Hindu Rashtra is said, oh, you hate Hindus, that you don't want a Hindu Rashtra. So the thing here is, we stand for a secular nation. Our politics is different from that of Akalis and BJP and the Congress, because if you remember, in Punjab, there's been a spree of things. Before the 2017 elections, there were Beadbis, there were bomb blasts. They used this to change the election results, and they tried it this time as well. And they tried this thing now, and this character was brought up, but we made sure that this character has lost all his credibility in the eyes of people of Punjab. I live in Punjab, I'm on the ground. He has zero credibility, and that was more important. To kill this foreign idea was more important. This man was just a puppet, and he will be exposed for what he actually was. And I don't shout on TV screen, sir. I just try to speak the logic and the truth.
Okay. Now, Kuldeep, what are the lessons that can be learned of this saga, his rise, and now he's being arrested? One of the points that came out clearly from this discussion, and also what one can feel on the ground, he does not have support. People don't support him. Today he's arrested. It's normal, it's peaceful in Punjab, but there would obviously be lessons that can be learned from all of this.
Well, this time, obviously, we have learned from what happened during Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale's time. And the government has acted quickly before the problem grew, because he was trying to enact the role of Bhindranwale too. And I'm glad that the government, local government, the state government, as well as center, has been always projecting that this fellow can be dangerous in the days to come if he's given a long rope. And I'm glad that the state government acted, though belatedly, but it acted very well. And after Ajnala incident, after the Home Minister's meeting with the Punjab Chief Minister, things starting moving in the right direction. And I again differ from the word surrender, which is being used continuously. The right thing is, he gave up. He had no option. He was running out of options. He tried to run away from the country also. He tried to hide everywhere. And surrender is something, voluntary. It was not voluntary at all. He had nowhere to escape. And getting into Gurudwara, and Punjab police rightly didn't enter the Gurudwara. They waited for him to come out, and in the meantime, he got some time to have the sermons and carry out his act of looking like Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and going to Road Village. That's, of course, part of his strategy. But as has been pointed out, Punjab people are not with him, right? Unlike the 1980s thing, when not all Punjabis, not all Sikhs were with Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, but there was a huge number of them. This time it is fringe element. But if it had been allowed to grow, it would have become very dangerous, monstrous. Rightly, now it has been curbed at the right time. And now is the time to get hold of his all supporters in India and abroad, and bring pressure on outside governments, other governments, to extradite them, and also to take other actions, as I mentioned earlier, cancelling their OCI cards so that they can't come freely to India, and also issue red corner notices against those involved. But that will happen only after investigations in the case are complete, and NI is handling it. They will do a good job of it.
Brigadier Hardeep Singh, his arrest is a setback more for those activists and supporters of Khalistan abroad than for the people on the ground in Punjab, where there's not much support for him, hardly any support. We saw those visuals in UK where the tricolor was pulled down, and there were huge crowds that came to the mission. Do you think, as Khoda Sahab was saying, it's time to put pressure on those governments to put their act together, and this cannot be allowed to happen perpetually?
If you see the situation now, and situation in 80s, that the border was open, there was border continuous export of weapons, etc., which were being point of time. However, now if you see, there is that border is properly sealed. Even the guys who were roaming around with didn't have any AK-47s, etc., those kind of automatic weapons. They were mostly licensed weapons that were being carried. So that one is that if you that kind of a situation can never come in Punjab, the one it was there in 80s. Secondly, what Mr. Grewal has said that this was also a good strategy that the person loses his credibility and then you nab him. So because it's a sensitive state, sensitive issue, so the government and the police also knows how to handle that kind of a thing. So they went about, if they went about like that, it is a good operation. Thirdly, like you said that what to do of the people who are abroad, who are raising slogans of Khalistan, etc. So those fringe elements, they might have, like the other day I was seeing on YouTube or on a TV that Maan was openly saying that he's issuing letters of recommendation for people to get PR or people to get the citizenship in those countries. So those kind of politicians should be deterred to do those kind of things. Those kind of things will have to be done in house only. The government has to take a call, so that nobody should actually have that kind of an image of India being projected abroad. And what Mr. Khoda said that those people who are there, whenever their PIO card should be cancelled forthwith, some kind of deterrence should be there on them so that they do not repeat these kind of things. These kind of actions should be they should be made to pay for the kind of actions that they do in front of our embassies there abroad.
Right. Ahhbaab Singh, Grewal, the point here is that, Amritpal Singh, when we met him, he was just using the front of drug addiction in Punjab to put across his agenda. You would agree that there is a problem on the ground. Let's say the borders are sealed, borders are fixed, but the weapons are coming on the drone. So things need to be changed on the ground.
Yes, I would totally agree. And in Punjab, there was a gangster political narco nexus which was operating in Punjab with Punjabi mein kehte hain dhalle naal for the past almost 15 to 20 years now. And this nexus had to be broken. Now it has morphed that this kind of a character could be inserted with the help of these networks is something new. It's a new kind of experiment that has been tried. And as far as the intelligence inputs are concerned, sir, when he came to the country, specific intelligence inputs were given by the Punjab police to the central agencies. He was interviewed at the airport and he was allowed to come in. As far as whatever he said was concerned, sir, what I'm saying is that this is a matter of free speech. I do not agree with it. I am for a secular country, and I hate it when people say that they want to make my country a Hindu Rashtra. I hate it as much as I hate it when they say that they want to make Khalistan. So our thing is clear. We have shut off the oxygen to all the gangster, narco, political networks. We are going after them. All the politicians who supported them. All us running scared now because in Punjab the youngsters were destroyed because the politicians used them. I remember because I voted for the first time in 1997 and we were very happy. And then we saw the deterioration in the past 25 years. The way the youngsters of Punjab have been used by politicians, have been abused and led into drugs is very sad. And our boys are not getting jobs. So the government is now working on a multi-pronged strategy. And such characters will be dealt with the way they should be, with total disdain and disrespect. And the law will definitely take its own course. But we are prepared to go at it for the long haul, sir. Punjab needs a lot of healing, and we will make sure that we provide that healing.
Right. Let's hope that is done sooner than later. But last word to you, Varun Singh, before we wrap up our show.
Yes. I hope and I pray that no other Amritpal Singh comes out. And sadly, again, I would like to, Mr. Ahhbaab, sorry, I refer to you as Mr. Spokesperson, Mr. Ahhbaab. One small thing, if you had all the intelligence, if Punjab police knew even before his arrival that he is going to be dangerous, you should have acted. Saying that someone wants a Hindu Rashtra, so give a free hand to someone who's shouting for Khalistan is not the solution. That is mere politics. And I hope that these kind of politics is not repeated, because you have won the election. Aam Aadmi Party has won the election in Punjab. You have your CM. Act in a way that is conducive for being a CM and being a state government. Not let's stop this blame game, or else we will land into a country like our neighbor where we would just be fighting. And I don't want to see our fellow Indians falling in gutter for 1 kg of wheat or wheat flour. Please, it's very easy to blame someone else. The Hindu Rashtra thing that you have mentioned so many times, Kajal Hindustani gave a speech, she is arrested. She was behind the bars. So please, let's not go on those particular tangent. It took 1.5 years and 37 days to chase Mr. Amritpal, who was in Punjab, who surrendered today, and who surrendered on his own terms today. Giving him a long rope was the biggest mistake that could have happened by Punjab government.
Well, there are lessons to be learned always, and I hope that lessons are learned and those will be implemented in the future. But clearly, this past 1.5 months has put the focus back on Punjab and the problems that Punjab are facing on multiple levels. But that brings us to the end of our show. Thanks to all our panelists for joining us today. Thanks for watching.
We started Mojo right here in this basement. Just 4 people, 4. And now we're about to hit our first 1 million subscribers. So this is to say thank you to all of you for your support, for your respect, and for your encouragement. We've always gone to where the story is. During the pandemic, when television's big anchors were hunkered down in their studios or at their homes, we hit the road. We traveled from Delhi to Kerala, covering 30,000 kilometers in our small car, reporting from inside ICUs and inside slum tenements. Whether it's flash floods or war zones, we've always put our boots on the ground. In fact, we're just back from Punjab, tailing the Khalistani fugitive Amritpal Singh. And through all of this, we have always put you, the people, first. In an age of partisan polarized media where most journalists are either chamcha ya morcha, we believe the story is sacred and the truth of the story is what matters. And now as we get ready for the next step, we need your help. Become a Mojo member and get first access to all our big interviews. Get a chance to ask our newsmakers questions. Get a chance to write and report for us for both our website and our channels. And also, interact with me and my colleagues directly through AMA sessions. Literally, ask me anything. Click on the join now right next to the subscribe button, and yes, also subscribe if you haven't yet, and become a Mojo member for just 159 rupees a month. Hope to see lots of you in our community.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.